Welcome back to a packed sideline of Swartkorp's International World of Motoring for the 23rd running of the Passion for Speed Festival. They've all come out to see the sights and sounds, and great to see that there's a little bit of ear protection for the youngsters as well there. Check out those legends lining up there. That is so good to see, and they're about to get back out on circuit with the International Sports Prototypes. These cars certainly bring out all the look and feel of what the original 9-hour around Kyle Army would have been, and around Rand Airport circuit as well. And great to see such an array of cars. So there's a lot of Porsches involved, Campos being one of them. He'll certainly be looking to try and make it the first Porsche on track. Larry Wolford will be definitely looking for a chance to capitalise on his pole position and hang on in the T70 at the front end. That Lola has got a great turn of pace, but it does seem to battle a little bit in the mid-race with some issues. Let's see if we can keep it all together now. We saw that in the last round of the Historic Tour. Let's see if they can get that all sorted out now for 2024. Mid-pack as well, keep an eye out on a man who spends most of his time off-road racing, but great to have him back on track there. Johan is certainly looking for a chance now to bring that Porsche back into the front end. And look at the Porsche battle already raging all the way through there. Pantassis is in the middle of it in the 260Z, and the 240Z just behind that, fighting hard too. Speaking of fighting hard, here we go. Henny Groenewald on the inside of Jonathan du Toit. A Camaro taking on the B8 Chevron. That is something you don't see often. And then looks like the Porsche battle at this stage led out by Andre Besaidnout in the 911 RSR Le Mans. That car absolutely one of a kind in this country. There's only 3 of them in the world. And it's certainly great to have it here at the Passion for Speed Festival. He's got Campos on his tail though, looking for a way through. And just ahead of them is Kenneth Pearson. Kenneth Pearson also having a fantastic day in the saddle. Further back there, great to have Dino back on track as well. Dino Scrivanti finding an opportunity to climb into his B8 and run with the Porsches and Datsun in that mid-pack. Mark du Toit out in the Lola T70 Spider. And that Spider is always a great car in this pack, but sitting in 4th place at the moment and a little bit off the pace there, as you can see, of the top 3. They've closed Larry Wolford down. I said mid-pack, he normally has a little bit of an issue. It normally seems to be some kind of a braking issue, and there you can see being outbraked by Jonathan du Toit into turn 2. So the B8 from Trans-Africa Racing hits the front. Will that Lola come back and flying? Oh, almost instantaneously, Larry Wolford returns the favour and gets back to the front. And already pulls a small margin. And by that, we can see Jonathan du Toit doing the same thing there to Henny Groenewald in that Camille Doering Racing Camaro. Dino fighting hard there with the Vacamidis as they come out of turn 3. It's a nice shot out of turn 3 here from our drone. An absolutely awesome shot of that 917 of Peter Bailey. Absolutely flat out through there. Coming down onto the braking point into turn 8. Wolford's got it. He's sealed the deal. He's pulled a big margin, and it looks like Henny Groenewald might have just squeezed through. We'll keep an eye on that in the background, and maybe there to take second place. Yes, he has. Coming through there for second place and beating Jonathan du Toit to the line. What a run there from the Trans Am car. So look at that. It is Larry Wolford from Henny Groenewald. Du Toit and du Toit 3 and 4. Kenneth Pearson, all the way from Sweden. He's in 5th place, beats out Andre Besaidnout from Team Perfect Circle. Campos, Bailey, Avakamides, and Pantassis, your top 10. Let's catch up now with Larry Wolford in the T70.
We put a lot of work into the car over December. We were dealing with a issue with the car using oil blowing smoke, so we sorted it out. And yesterday in the warm-up session in the morning, it was all over the place. We made a few adjustments to the car, and the race was pretty good. I was able to pace it, and I kind of was looking after the car, and the next thing I had Jonathan come sneaking past me in turn 2. So I had to get my act together and pass him once again. So we ended up having a little bit of a dust, but finally we got the victory. So good day all around.
Good day for Henny Groenewald as well so far, and looks like a good day means lots of fans there for Larry Wolford. Kenneth Pearson running that magnificent McLaren. That's certainly a car to watch out for in the second heat. And how awesome is that? A Lancia on the grid. When last did you see a Lancia on track in South Africa? Well, as always, here at the 23rd running for the Passion for Speed Festival, that's where you'll find it. Down into turn 1, once again, Wolford with a whole shot. This time, Groenewald in the second place. A better start coming out of Peter Bailey. He's right there with Campos this time in that 917, trying to close down on the RSR. And then further back, they're just starting to get into the mix. And it's Herman Klucher also starting to get through the field there pretty rapidly as well. Keep an eye on him, trying to find a way through there on your Honda Brain. Nice little in-house battle there between the two Porsches. You can see with the green flag waving out of turn number 3. You can see Mark du Toit just taking it easy out there in that Lola T70 Spider. Campos has now hit the front. He's got ahead of Bailey and ahead of Besaidnout. Besaidnout must have had some kind of an issue there out of turn 2 in the Team Perfect Circle and Martini Racing RSR. And speaking of problems, oh, hello, who expected this? Henny Groenewald around the outside of that Lola T70, and he leads overall in the Trans Am car. That is amazing bit of driving there coming out of Henny G. But who would expect anything less from him? Here comes Du Toit, putting the pressure onto Wilford as well. Wilford opens up the door, Du Toit gets through. So Wilford getting demoted down to third place. He's not going to be happy about that. Watch the power down on the T70 now. Has he got the grunt on the straight to get past? He has, just enough to get around the outside of that Chevron B8. What an epic battle here. Chevy Camaro taking on a Lola T70 and a Chevron B8. That's what it's all about in the ISPs. And this International Sports Prototype category is certainly proving to be one of the best races we've seen here today. Further back in the pack, you can see they're starting to get into mix as well. And actually becoming a bit of a hindrance to Henny Groenewald. He didn't quite have a clean run through the back markers, and it's allowed Larry Wolford back up at him. Wolford now going to go around the outside because Henny Groenewald went defensive. Oh, look at the grunt. T70. There's no replacement for displacement. There you go. That's the perfect opportunity there to get that. Oh, he almost runs wide though. Wolford maybe a little bit too hot there going into turn number 5, but he keeps it honest and just squeezes the Camaro out into 6 and 7. Across the line goes Campos. He's still got another lap to go, and he's got some work to do. He's the leading Porsche out there at this stage. He's ahead of his two closest rivals in the Porsche Brigade. And great to see opportunities like this. Look at that. As I said, that 917 Bailey Porsche is an amazing motor car. And so is that little RSR of Besaid Notes. Across the line, though, it's Wolford for the second time. And how close do you want it there? As just over the line, Henny Groenewald takes second place from Jonathan Du Toit again. So pretty much the same way as it finished up in race number 1. Du Toit down in 4th place behind his brother Jono. Rui Campos is the winner of the Porsche battle, beating out Besaid Note. Kluge, the brain. Fantastic chucking in the little Datsun there. And then it was Roy Douglas.
Race 2, it was Roy and Andre Besaid Note. We were settling down for a good dance. I got past Andre, and then I ran out of talent coming off the tabletop, negative camber, and then my gear lever broke, so I don't know what can I have an excuse. But Roy was quicker than you. It was going to be a good dance.
Great dice at the front. Larry Wolford taking it again.
Wonderful race with Henny. Raced against him many times, and it was great to race alongside a guy as good as Henny, and we were able to pull it off with 2 laps to go. So overall, a hell of a good day for the Fuchs Lola.